rapid response just in general. They want 24/7 service. They want on-demand access to you and your organization and your services. You know, and you add to that the growth of mobile and sensors and this sort of array of data that arrives increasingly quickly. And you have to not only respond quickly to consumers, you've got to be able to consume all that data, analyze it quickly, and come back with an appropriate action to take very, very fast. And what that means is we've shifted from a batch-oriented mindset to an interactive mindset, and from a mindset where we have plenty of time to respond, to one where really we increasingly have to respond in real time. We have to make decisions in real time about how we are going to treat this customer, deal with this transaction, handle this interaction. To respond in real time in an era of big data, we have to deal with the fact that this big data has volume, it has variety, and it has velocity. So we're talking about huge amounts of data. And when we have huge amounts of data flowing in, any decision making has got to be automated. We're overwhelming the ability of human decision makers to respond effectively because there's just too much data. So we have to start thinking about systems that can automate these decisions for us. We call those decision management systems. And once we start focusing on decisions and decision management systems, we can also address the variety challenge, because now we can say, in order to make this particular decision, what data do we need? Now, we're not assuming that it's going to be all structured. We're not assuming it's going to be all unstructured data. We can pull the right data together to address this particular decision. Now, of course, we have to deal with velocity. This data is arriving more and more quickly. More of it is streaming data. It's data in motion. So how can we respond? How can we make effective decisions? How can we analyze this data and deliver an appropriate response? Well, we have to move to an event-based decision management system that can respond to that streaming data, make the right decision, take the right action. An event-based decision management system is a solution stack that's going to deliver these real-time responses to these high-volume operational decisions. And it's going to do that by having sort of 5 elements working in combination. First of all, it's going to connect to a wide variety of data and event streams and pull those data streams, those event streams together so they can be processed. It's going to enrich that data and look for patterns, correlate those event streams to find out what's happening. What are the patterns of interest, the business events, if you like, that are going on in our environment. Now, having determined that something needs a response, the third thing it's got to do is actually decide what the business decision is. What decision is it going to make? It's going to combine business rules, it's going to use advanced analytics, it's going to come up with the best possible business decision in the circumstances. Then it needs to feed that decision back either into the event-based system itself or into a business process-based environment to act on that decision so that you can take the right action, because it's not enough to decide what to do. You have to actually do it to add value. And then having done all of that, it's going to feed back what it did into some kind of learning loop so that you can get better at making this decision over time, continuously improving the decision making that you have going. Event-based decision management systems have a tremendous range of use cases. If you think about all the occasions an organization might need to respond in real time, there's a huge number of them. 4 really stand out as great use cases for event-based decision management systems. First, or perhaps the most common, is one-to-one, real-time, intensely personalized marketing. The kind of, James has walked into the store, what should we say to him right now? And increasingly, not only do we want to make that marketing decision in real time, we want to use geospatial data. Where's James? What's he doing? What's he been doing recently? We need all that sort of very recent event-based information to be part of how we market to it. So that's the first strong use case. Now, related to that, we obviously have fraud detection. We have the same kind of thing. Where you are, what you're doing. Are other people that look just like you, pretending to be you, using your credit card in other places? So fraud detection also. It's very real time and increasingly geospatial and other sort of high volume event-based data can really help us spot fraudulent patterns that are out there. The third thing we can find as a great use case is customer support, and really more proactive customer support. More and more people have smartphones, they have devices, they're mobile, they're trying to work in a mobile environment. So if we want to support them, we've got to respond not only to where they are and what they're doing now, but we'd really like to be proactive. We'd like to say, gosh, given where you are, where you're going, and what you're trying to do, this is the kind of help you're going to need. So we want to deliver that support, but deliver it information about what they're doing. Increasingly, we can control them with remote actuators and so on. And so all these things become an internet in the real world. And so they created a tremendous amount of data. They do it in real time. They're all interacting with the real world. And so we have to be able to process that data and decide what they should do and tell them to do it. And we have to do all of that in real time. So that's a sort of fourth really clear use case for this kind of real-time responses. Oracle's solution stack for building real-time response systems really has 5 critical characteristics. First, it combines event correlation, business rules, advanced analytics, predictive analytics into a single solution stack. And you need the mix of those capabilities if you're going to respond in real time. So that's the first critical component, that you have all these pieces. Secondly, these pieces can act in a very heterogeneous environment. You can access structured data, unstructured data, traditional data sources, NoSQL, big data sources, and you can do this in a wide variety of data formats. So that means you can plug this into the typical heterogeneous data environment that organizations find themselves in. Third thing is that it's a very scalable solution. So you can deploy out to the very edge of your organization, detecting and responding to events way out at the edge of the organization, or you can run it in the data center or some mix of those different capabilities. And you can mix and match the event correlation and decision-making capabilities at different points within your architecture. So you get real scalability. Fourth thing is adaptability and agility. So you can empower business users to make the changes they want to the business rules. You can change the patterns you're looking for without having to restart your service. You can put adaptive analytic models into play that learn automatically from what's working and not working and respond to that, adapting their behavior over time. So you can build systems that respond to the changing business conditions in which you find yourself. And lastly, it's a very extensible solution. You can add new ways to handle events, you can add external rules and analytics, and you can bring to bear, therefore, functions, features that you didn't know you needed when you started, add them to the environment, extend the environment, and so future-proof your environment